Hello, everybody. We have a familiar face for you, Jordan Farmar, back in Los Angeles, first time since the back-to-back rings in 2010. Mitch Kupchak just explained how everything went down, but why don't you give us a quick summary, because apparently you acted as a GM of sorts in your own and getting out of that contract and getting here for the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, he made it sound way more difficult than it was, but it was tough with the time difference and things like that. I did have a out in my contract, which was pretty set in stone. They understood that I had an option to come back to the NBA, and it was just really working out all the details, making sure everybody was comfortable with it on both sides, and all the paperwork took a while to get through, but I did as much as I could, and because the time difference, I was up till 2 in the morning at times on the phone trying to work both sides of it.
Well, this is a place that you call home. You are from here, of course. Played your college ball here, won the rings here. What was the biggest thing that made you actually want to get out of that situation and come back and be a Laker for this season?
Just I think a multitude of things, but just life experience and basketball experience, missing what this place means to me as a person and as a player, watching recent years and seeing some struggles and just feeling like I would love to come in and try to help. That's really what it came down to. I wanted to be home, I wanted to be a Laker, and I wanted to contribute any way I can.
A lot of life experiences for you in the last several years. You've moved all over the place, lived in different countries, but you're still just 26, right?
26.
Just 26, right? So where is your game now from where it was the last time you played for the Lakers?
I think it's progressed a lot. I was able to, expand my game going to Jersey and play more and contribute more on those teams, and then really having to carry a team overseas and be the focal point every night and have to deal with double teams and different matchups and try to have 6-7 guys guarding me and stuff like that was really an area where I had to figure out different ways to make things happen, so I was able to learn my game. And then, the European game is a much more defensive-oriented game, and it's a lot more physical. And just going through that thing for a full year, I played out there half a year during the lockout, but for a full year and really being a focal point every night just really helped me grow.
Let's start with that end of the floor on defense. And I know in Europe it's a big emphasis with your coach. A lot of fast, quick point guards in the NBA. That was part of the thing that you did when you were here. How much has your game developed in that end of the floor, and what is the main thing to focus on and how you can bring something to the Lakers for the coming season?
Yeah, the main thing to focus on really is just the desire to want to get stops, to want to be a problem, to want to, be someone who has to be dealt with on that end of the floor. I think that's really where it starts. It's all a desire type thing. I'm quick enough, I'm strong enough to make things happen. So it's about, really wanting to put an imprint on that side of the floor.
Now, I know offensively a big part of what you were doing over in Europe and also in New Jersey as well is running a lot of screen roll. Well, that's obviously a big part of what Mike D'Antoni's system is built upon. Jordan, how has your game developed in running screen roll, and how do you think it can fit in here with one of the best that's done it, Steve Nash, even if you didn't get a chance to do it a lot last season?
Yeah, it really has developed a lot. Just having basically every possession last season was a pick and roll possession for me. And then really looking forward to working with Coach D'Antoni and his philosophy on the whole screen and roll and his fast-paced offense, and being able to sit down every day with Steve Nash and try to learn. I mean, people pay a lot of money for that kind of tutelage, so I'm really just trying to get after it and get around these guys every day. And although my game has developed to this point, I still have a lot of room for improvement, and I'm looking forward to using these guys to benefit me in the long run.
Your shooting numbers were actually really good in Jersey. People might be surprised to see how high they were from three. Coming on the screen roll, one thing that's made Nash so great is you just have to go over on him every time. You can't go under. So how's your pull-up game? How has the shot developed at this point?
A lot. I mean, that's what we do a lot of. Overseas, you really do a lot of skill work, on a daily basis. It's a team high-skill game is how they play over there. They don't have the superstars like Kobe Bryant or LeBron to command double teams and stuff. So it's a lot of motion. It's a lot of high-skill, basketball.
Just from an off-the-court standpoint, what have you learned these last couple of years? Like I said, so much travel, different cultures, and you're still 26, but how do you think you developed there?
Yeah, that there's so much more to life than basketball or finances and stuff like that, that you can be happy doing a lot of things. And for me at this point in my life, it was to be home, to be around my friends and family, to be a Laker. Those are things that the off-the-court experience really shaped as well as much as the on-the-court.
Would you have gotten out of that contract to come play for somebody else, or did you always have the logo, the Lakers logo here in mind coming home?
It would have to depend on the situation. There are a lot of good jobs in the NBA, and there's a lot of other good situations. But the way it worked out, it wouldn't happen anywhere else but here.
All right, Jordan, last thing for you. When you look at all the games that you watch, I know you're staying up late watching the Lakers play, where do you think you can come in right away and help this team for next season?
There's positive energy, really, to come in and be a nuisance defensively, make plays and make shots. You know, being familiar with guys like Kobe and Powell, you know, knowing how they play and how I can help them, and then just trying to come in and learn and grow as the season goes along.
Seeing that you haven't lost any of your skills in the interview games, we'll look forward to milking that all season on Lakers.com. Jordan, we appreciate the time, man.
Sounds good, man. Thanks.
All right, guys, that's Jordan Farmar.